Greetings, everyone. Today my thoughts are on something intriguing called the Law of 72. That sounds pretty official. The Law of 72. What is that? I don't remember who first figured this out, but basically it's a numerical method for determining how long it takes for a compounding rate of return to either double or half, depending on if you're earning interest or if you're paying interest. So I like pipeline ETFs. MLPA or AMLP have a really high dividend yield, and let's say they pay out a yield of 7.2%. So how you'd use the Law of 72 is you take the number 72 and you divide it by your rate of return. So in this case it would be 7.2% divided into 72, and the answer is 10. So what that means is in 10 years time, an investment that pays 7.2% will double in value. I think that's pretty great. So that's why I like pipeline ETFs, is because you put your funds in, and just from the dividend alone, in 10 years time, you'll double your money. Now, we're all faced with inflation, and the higher the inflation is, the less purchasing power our dollars have. So I know a couple years ago inflation was above 9%, but let's say, for instance, inflation was at 7.2%, to make the math easy. Well, if inflation was 7.2% every year, you divide 7.2 into the number 72, that's the number 10 again. So in 10 years time, that means the value of the purchasing value of your money goes down by 50%. So that's why groceries are so much more expensive, because we had inflation of 9%, 5%, 3%. I don't think the true inflation values are really what they report, but that's why everything seems more expensive, is because the value of your dollar is going down quite a bit. And if inflation is 7.2% every year for 10 years, the purchasing power of your dollar loses half its purchasing power. And now if you're paying credit card interest at a high 20%, if you take 20% divided into 72, that's like 3.5 years or something. So every 3.5 years, you pay twice as much for anything you purchased than you would have if you just paid cash for it. So interest and compounding definitely work against you if you're paying interest, but it works for you if you're receiving either interest or dividend payments every quarter or whatever. So the Law of 72, it's a quick thing to learn if you're just curious. Hey, how long does it take me to double my money for whatever rate of return? Just divide the compounding rate into the number 72. So if you have a 5% compounding rate, take 5 into 72. If you get a 10% rate, take 10 into 72. If you're, the inverse of interest, if you had an investment that was making 20%, instead of paying it 20 into 72, that means every like 3.5 years you'll double your money. So pretty amazing. That's an easy rule of thumb to remember. Divide your compounding rate into the number 72, and it tells you how many years it takes for you to double your money or lose half your dollar value if it's inflation, or if you're paying interest. How long does it take for you to pay double for what it is, whatever you bought at a high interest rate? So there's a fun little thing, something I learned just trying to pass these things on to you. I use that mentality or that thinking, the Law of 72, all the time. It's really helpful for me, so I'm just kind of passing it on to you. Like, subscribe, we'll teach you more of these fun things. Not financial advice, got to do that disclaimer, but we'll see you, bye.